It is April 5th, conference weekend, and I can't begin to tell you how excited I am for General Conference. I love General Conference. I've been able to listen to the majority of the talks, doing some yard work, doing some other things, sitting in the house, just listening. It's been great. I really enjoyed them so far. There's been the Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon sessions. We're just about coming up on the evening session. And it's been great. I love General Conference. As far as my goal of making a video every day, I have failed at that. I failed and then some at that. Man, the stars did not align for me this week to do that. The stars, time, resources, the way I've gotten pulled left and right. Yeah, just hasn't happened. So I was thinking about it and I was thinking, man, maybe a video a day is like too much. Maybe I'm trying to do too much. Shouldn't be doing that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm going to make another push at it this week. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I wanted to talk about briefly a dream that I had last night. So we're coming into General Conference. I can't tell you how much I have wished that I would have a dream about the last days. It's never had. Well, I take that back. I had one dream once that was very last days-ish. Very surreal experience and dream. I can't say that it was exactly a last days dream, but I think I talked about that a different time. I'm not going to worry about that this time. But this was a very interesting dream that I had last night. I really struggled falling to sleep last night. I sat up watching a movie with the boys. They wanted to watch a movie. We stayed up and watched some alien movie. Not alien, but something about aliens. And then when it was done, I watched the newest version of David, House of David, which, by the way, was excellent. There were one or two things that have made me want to go to the Bible and figure out whether they're factual or not based on the Bible, which I thought's really good. I have seen some arguments lately that people have said, oh my gosh, it's a horrible show and it doesn't follow the Bible. Well, that's historical fiction. You know what I mean? They've dramatized the Bible. They've made it into a story, and really that's all they can do. There's from what I've read, and I'm not going to go deep enough to dig into any apocryphal text or anything like that to figure out what's right and what's not. But the fighting of David and Goliath, well, I got to say one thing. David goes and he throws the rock. Rock hits Goliath, and I kept waiting for Goliath to say, "You missed. You missed." And then he didn't say that. And then I started thinking, does he actually say that in the Bible? And I haven't gone to look it up, but you know where he does say you missed? In the Like in the Scriptures version of David and Goliath, which, by the way, is really good. I love the music in that. The Like in the Scriptures are a fantastic presentation. But at the end, when Thurl Bailey, who's playing Goliath, gets hit between the eyeballs with the stone, he goes, "You missed." And then he crashes. In this show, he didn't say that. You missed, but I kept sitting there going, is he going to say you missed? Is he going to say you missed? And he didn't. So, but it was really good. There was the assassination attempt that they had tied into it. Was that real? I didn't remember that in the story. There was the son of Saul being crowned king before the battle had taken place. That as well. I had no idea. You read things, and I can tell you this. I've read it, but I've not really studied it, and all the aspects of the story, I would have to read it again to have it fresh in my mind. But honestly, I read it. I felt I read what was the complete story back when I did a review up through episode 4. And again, I didn't recall the assassination attempt. I didn't recall the son of Saul being made crowned king before before the battle and things like that. And I can't remember if he said you missed. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to read the scriptures and kind of see how accurate it was. But all in all, I've been so pleased with Amazon on that. Now, I did hear that they got green lighted for a season 2. That does worry me, because are they going to jump all the way forward to David and Bathsheba? I don't know. And Amazon could be true to Amazon in that case, and it won't be as family friendly as this particular series has been, or this season. But I would highly recommend this House of David season to everybody. It was really, really good. And so many things that I've loved about it, from the way that they treat faith, the way that they treat David's just 100% commitment and belief in a living God that will protect him. And I mean, the way that they portray it is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And the daughter of the king, I think back to the story of Nephi, and Nephi and his sons go back and get Ishmael's family, and they come, and which one was the one that Nephi married? And you think of it being this, at least I always have, I've thought of it being the one that was the kindest, the one that was the just kind and loving and gentle and faithful, and so much of that is portrayed in the daughter of Ishmael that is falling in love with David. The daughter of Saul that is falling in love with David. And I couldn't help but think of the parallel between Nephi and what I would think would be his wife, and David and his wife, and how they've portrayed that. Has been absolutely lovely, I have thought. The Samuel and Samuel's visions and Samuel's inspiration and Samuel's faithfulness as a prophet, absolutely wonderful. And man, I think about that, and I was thinking about it today, and I was going, why in the world would all the rest of Christianity not want that today? A prophet that talks to God, a prophet that gets inspiration and revelation from God. Why would they not want that? And I believe that we have that. We have that today with President Nelson. We have a prophet, and he is like the prophet Samuel, and he's like the prophet Moses. Now, you may not see all of the miracles that, the parting of the Red Sea and different things like that they had back then. But we truly, truly have a prophet that speaks to God today. Back to my dream. I fell asleep last night. I think I sat up till about 2 a.m, and I fell asleep. And I was a little worried I was going to wake up really early. As I laid there in bed trying to fall asleep, I struggled falling asleep. And all I remember is at some point waking up in the morning around 7. And before I woke up, I was seeing something that I had seen on the internet, and somebody was talking to me about it, or I was talking to myself about it. I'm not 100% sure. What I was seeing were I don't know why it is, but for the last couple of weeks, I have seen a lot of safari videos come through my feed. Safari videos. In these safari videos, you have cheetahs and lions and lionesses and panthers and things like that. And they are all hunting for prey. And in what I was seeing, there's one in particular that I keep just seeing in my mind all the time. And it is of this lion, and this lion has caught this, I don't know, not an antelope, whatever one of those things would be that like the equivalent of an antelope running around in in Africa, and where you'd have a live safari. Not a wildebeest. I've seen it with the wildebeest as well, but anyways, he's caught this little deer antelope thing. And he's just sitting by it. And it's sitting beside him, and he's sitting there. And it goes to try to run, and he just reaches out and hooks it with one little hook. And it's like, and he pulls it back, or he jumps on it and bites it, and then sits up again, and it sits up. But every time it tried to go, it would just reach out and grab it. And in some of these videos, they'll play with them. They'll like periodically tap them, and they'll periodically lick them. And, like I'm licking my meal. I mean, you think, yeah, the animal's hungry and he's going to play with his food for a while. But it was the hook that caught me. And as I was sleeping, and this was playing out in my mind, I'm not sure if it was somebody speaking to me or if it was me speaking to myself, but they were referring to that scenario being much like sin, and how sin is like a snare, and it will hook you, and it will hold you there. And though for a minute you sit there and you feel like you're in peace, and you feel like, hey, I've got this big buddy here, maybe he won't eat me, he really will eat you. That sin really will destroy you. Really, really, really will destroy you. But in the moment, you're not sure. And in the moment, there may be a little pain, but there also may be a little peace. Because Satan will play with you. Satan will taunt you. Satan will deceive you. But he's sitting there the whole time ready to snare you, ready to devour you. And it reminds me of that saying that if we don't do the things that we're supposed to do, that we will end up in his power. And clearly at the point that we have been snared by sin, we are in his power, and he does control us, and there is nowhere that we can go. And then I woke up, and I should have written the dream down, and I forgot to write it down, and later in the morning I remembered it. But it was really interesting that to me in my mind that I would dream about that. The purpose of the gospel of Jesus Christ is repentance. We should be reading our scriptures every day and praying every day and repenting every day. And we should be looking for those things that we need to get out of our life, those vices that we need to purge from our life. We can't prevent every situation that we encounter in life, but with the strength of God and Jesus Christ, we can overcome them. But don't allow yourself to fall victim to the deception that the adversary or Satan tries to deceive you with. He desires to devour you. He desires to deceive you. He does not desire for you to return to God. So you have to be aware, and you have to do the things that you need to do to protect yourself. So